just kick things right off, shall we? We're going to do a little bit Alchemy to start the day. It's been a second since we've played some runes. I think this deck's in a pretty reasonable position in the format. Showdown of the Skalds lets you grind through people shredding your hand. Same thing with cards like Runeforge Champion, helping you find extra runes to draw extra cards. You got Hallowed Haunting as a card that those red-black decks have a hard time dealing with as well. Then you just got good interaction in the post board and good protection stuff for our stuff, things as well. I am still planning to do the next Tomb Raider game, but we're not starting it today. I don't think we're starting it tomorrow either. I didn't want to do like a day. I might have a last minute sponsored thing that gets added for tomorrow that would bump it. And I didn't want to do like one day today and then take a bunch of days off from it. So I might wait to start it until the week after next, since we have the Magic set release next week. Rozkaz! Thank you for that tier 3. It's really generous of you. And thanks for the 4 years. It's good to have you sticking around. Happy Thursday, welcome back. Morning Trench, howdy howdy, thanks for over a year. Thistleham, thanks for the 16 months. Well, so the live announcement isn't until super late. I don't know that I want to stream until like 6 p.m. my time to watch their announcement live. We should get an article this morning talking about the details. We'll pull up the article and do a react to that when it comes out. Usually those publish in like 90 minutes or so, but they're also not super consistent. Thistleham, thanks for the 16 months. Welcome back. No, their live stream announcements are super late, so the article will go up this morning sometime, but the actual live stream won't be for a while yet. I mean, hopefully. So what they did last time was they gave us the information in an article, and then the stream was just like clarification type stuff. So I'm kind of expecting that to be the case again. So we should get articles with details this morning, is my understanding, and we can have reactions to those, and then the stream just hopefully doesn't have much relevance for us. Stop killing my stuff, opponent. We're stuck on 2 lands at least. Get our scry on here. Maybe I'm supposed to Rune of Speed here, actually. Play this on red. I'm gonna attack for 3 with lifelink. Alrighty then. Oh, playing that on green means I don't have a red land available. It's a little awkward. These runes of speed are free. Okay, there's a red. We'll see. If we find a showdown, not having a red could be bad. His archetype's pretty good into aggressive decks too because of our large lifelink things. For what it's worth, I actually think the current standard format is, like, really good. But one of the reasons why Magic's a great game that's lasted so long is because it has such a depth of play modes. So, like, having other formats to play if you're not interested in Alchemy or Historic will be a good thing. So, they have Rip Apart, which makes Hallowed Haunting a bit worse. They're also kind of aggressive, it looks like, so maybe Wandering Emperor is fine. Do I want Skyclave Apparitions here? I don't really know what their deck is doing. Yeah, I've had a pretty good time in Standard, but I also won't fault anyone for, like, wanting other options. Like, more ways to play the game on Arena is a good thing. I personally am. I'm kind of liking all three constructed formats I've been playing on Arena right now, but I'm also welcome to another one. I think this current standard format is the best standard format we've had post Fire Design. I'm gonna trim these Commune with the Spirits. Maybe it's just Generous Visitor, actually. It's Coward, split it. This seems like it's just gonna die quite frequently, and it's not one of our synergy cards. Let's start here. Maybe we'll adjust for if there's a game 3. There's definitely a lot of meat hooks in Standard and Alchemy. So, I think I want to lead on this on 1, because I want one of these to make red mana. One of these is making red and the other is making white with Skyclave in hand. Happy Thursday, thanks. Definitely want to just clear out this Blade Master. They're almost assuredly a plate armor deck. That card's scary with it. Warriors, come out and play. Four mana, no plays. Very unlucky. Oh, this gives it vigilance. I knew that. I think I'm blocking and giving first strike. Obviously, the Fireblade Charger could still kill this, but
show them how we greet our enemies.
I forgot this gave vigilance. I should have exiled this last turn. Is the Emperor new Gideon? Not at all. Y'all need a history lesson. You don't remember what Gideon did.
May your blade strike true.
So, with this other Showdown in hand, I think I'm actually not casting this, is my plan. This deck is so good at leveraging Showdown triggers. I assume they're talking about getting allies into car. Emperor is an easy 4 of. Alright, you're gonna lose your sword over that comment. Emperor's an easy 4 of, the Twitch chatter says, while watching us play only 2 copies and in the sideboard at that. Like, you could actually just go look at, like, almost any deck in the format and see that, like, most of them don't play 4 Emperor, but, you know, the little thing like facts get in the way of a hot take. Yeah, I think it's Runeforge into a bunch of 1-mana runes for sure next turn with the Showdown triggers. Oh yeah, if we draw a Naturalist, it is like lights out. I make this one bigger just so it doesn't die to a deal 3. Casual attack you for 12 with lifelink. Even if they like manage to answer these, like there's so much left over. Ignaci, if you could please stick to English inside of chat, I'd appreciate it. It's important to me that I'm able to moderate the things that people say in chat, and I only speak English, so if you're talking in another language, I'm unable to provide moderation. Please and thank you. Morning, Thomas. Morning, Engineer. Yeah, back to just a nice healthy 20. No blocks. Take 5. I think I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait to start the 3rd Tomb Raider till after the Magic Set release, Engineer. Because when the set drops, I like to make a point to fit in extra Magic decks. And with the Every Plate promo going on, I actually have a bunch of deck submissions for the first time in a little bit. So I want to make sure we have time to get to most of those in a timely manner. We're still gonna do Pokemon Unite at the end of the streams because I'm addicted to Pokemon Unite, but we're gonna pause the single player stuff in the mornings for the next little bit. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was always planning to do more Magic next week, and I just wasn't sure how long Rise of the Tomb Raider was gonna take us. So it's hard to schedule as precisely as I usually do. A bunch of people talking about how they don't think any cards in the new set are good is a good sign for the new set. I know that other people might not agree with that take, but it's actually incredibly refreshing to not just have a bunch of overtly powerful nonsense. I'm glad there's actually going to be some work to go into things instead of just being like, nah, we need to play 4-color Omnath because it's broken, Wizards messed up. Yeah, for a long time, Magic players were asking for more powerful standard sets, and Eldraine delivered that, and lo and behold, it wasn't a good thing. We are not playing out a rune into what is almost assuredly a removal spell here. Own is cool. Thanks for 36 months. Because remember, if they kill our thing in response to us targeting it with a rune, we don't get to draw a card. Just grabbing an extra Rune of Might here. I don't need this lifelink one. You can have a random rune card. Throw our squad up out of meat hook range here too. Not a bad turn 4. Crack you for 14. They have a white splash. They have a white splash, which means Hallowed Haunting is a little bit worse. Rune of Sustenance is not great. I think we leave 1 to be able to search up if we need lifelink, and having a single copy also means that we have 9 runes, which is a pretty important critical density to have. We want Rangers class. I think especially on the draw, I want to be able to grind a little bit better, and Generous Visitor is not a particularly good grindy card. Let's try maxing on our 4s and see how that feels. We'll play Tamiyo Safekeeping for a little bit of this. So one of the important things to understand about Magic decks and metagames, especially when comparing if a deck is being played in Standard or Alchemy, is this land is the only Alchemy thing about this deck, but the Alchemy metagame is different than the Standard metagame as well. And the way this deck fits in against these red-black decks like what we're playing against, I think is pretty good. We will do a review of the written articles when they publish. I do not think I'm going to be live streaming long enough to co-stream their live stream this afternoon, though. I think last time I did that, it ended up requiring me to be live until like 5 or 5:30, and I don't really want to do that. Yeah, there should be an article this morning, is my understanding, Whitman. I can keep this. I guess keeping a hand that just has a lot of cards in it is good, though, against their discard deck. Well, to be fair, obviously, you didn't watch through the end of the video, but we fixed the slideshow. For whatever reason, the way Wizards of the Coast streams to Twitch, they're apparently the only stream on Twitch I can't watch on low latency mode on my computer without it being a horrible slideshow. Every other stream on the platform works on low latency mode, no problem for me. But that one in particular, we had to toggle that setting off. Play this on red and scry. Lovely. So you want to wait until your 5th turn to play Showdown generally, because statistically we're going to see 2 lands with this card, and if we wait till turn 5 to play it, we can play both lands, increasing the chance we get to play all 4 cards that it draws. You know what's funny, Allendale? When I had Comcast as my internet provider doing streaming as a job, I actually had to pay an extra $50 a month to buy extra bandwidth from them. Because if you use more than 1 terabyte a month on Comcast, you have to pay to uncap your line. Little unfortunate that we hit 2 4-mana spells here, but it is what it is. Invisible hand in the free market at work. Yeah, something like that. Do people realize how much of a ripoff the internet is in the United States? Yeah, but you, like, also kind of have to have it to, like, exist in 2022, so a lot of people don't have options. I'm gonna save this protection spell for our Naturalist / Runeforge Champion next turn. Because next turn we are going to pop off chat. We get to go Naturalist into Champion into a bunch of runes. mean, they definitely have more removal, Matthias. They're not playing anything out, and they're just having a giant grip full of cards, right? They honestly might even have a third removal spell here, so I think I'm actually going to just Rune of Speed one of my lands here to draw an extra card. It means I miss out on 5 points of damage, but I think this is better overall. There's a Rune of Speed on a land to make it a fast land, asking the real questions. And like, this really highlights the power of this archetype. Like, look at how much removal and draws they've played, and we just like have a threat here that one is gonna come back to our hand, and then we also like have this giant card that draws cards today. Safekeeping, just chilling over here now. Okay, second meat hook's gonna slow us down a little bit. You mean something was misinterpreted and then constantly grossly misquoted to prop up what people on the right want there to be their mantra? I'm shocked. They did slow us slightly, and like, yeah, just as archetype's really good. Real good. I'm surprised this deck doesn't see more play. It's one that basically just like fell off the face of the format. Sure. I actually can't remember the last time I played against this deck in Standard or Alchemy. Obviously, anecdote's gonna anecdote, but... Excited about the arena announcement. Chat, I'm gonna give you the best piece of advice you're ever gonna hear. The key to not being disappointed in life is low expectations. Eiganjo, thank you for the 34 months. Welcome back. So no, I am not excited for the arena announcement in advance. If you don't reach for the stars, you may actually achieve your goal. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so this is gonna grab a lifelink rune. We'll play Generous Visitor. Are they dead? This is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4. I'm one short of lethal? I'm one short of lethal, right? Well, I think because I'm short of lethal, I'm supposed to put the one extra power on here so I can like blink more. Is the calculus there? Is this last card like a Doomblade of some sort? A Faithful Absence? Alright, so Hallowed Haunting seems slow here. Valorous Stance seems good. That's great, Jelly Bean. Do I want Skyclave Apparition? I don't know that I do. It's just a couple of Valorous Stance in, clicks a bit. Maybe Wandering Emperor is good. She can exile dragons, which could be useful. Generous Visitor's kind of my go-to trim. I think that game's a good example of why I just don't care about their 2-drops. I'd rather just race them or deal with their larger threats. Wow, no land there is rough. Got some redraws at least. These are getting more yikes every draw step, chat. The old keep a 2-lander on the draw, look at 4 extra cards, still brick on 3. We are professionally unlucky here. Golly. I didn't play the rune on the Naturalist, because if they kill the Naturalist in response, I won't get to draw the card. They could just be holding priority from this, but I think it's worth playing around a removal spell in that instance. Alright, chat. Time to make a monster. Play the red land out here so we can showdown next turn. We can afford to take 2 here. Just go land, stance their blocker here. Crack them for 4. Oh, I could have played these for free. I'm so dumb. Let's just end the turn and pretend that I'm saving these for the triggers on this. His plan's great as long as they don't kill our stuff. It's important that I attack and force the Moonveil Regent off the board here. So they can't chain through a bunch of cards. And we've got 2 giant things, triggers from this, we got another Showdown. Stuff. Hey, Chad, I have a question. I know they've been testing the, like, almost Pioneer format in midweek Magic. In that almost Pioneer format, are cards like Kolaghan's Command and other things that we've gotten via anthologies but aren't technically in other sets legal? They're not? That's so dumb. Are they? They are. Peak Twitch chat is me asking a question and people answering 2 different ways. Okay. Yeah, if Thoughtseize and company are legal, then what I'm asking is legal. Chat, I'm not talking about specifically all the anthologies cards. I'm talking about cards that came to us via anthologies but haven't been released via normal sets. So things like K-Command and Thoughtseize are technically only in Historic because of special set releases. But they are legal in Pioneer, because like Khan's Block is legal. Things that are legal in Pioneer are legal or good. That's what I was asking. I appreciate you answering my question. They ran another that was slightly different, but they only ran that one once. They've run the most recent run twice. Got it. What do I expect from the announcements today? Absolutely nothing. Chat, the key to not being disappointed in life is low expectations. For the follow, Danny. Hey, and every spell we cast gets us a counter. Might be a game where we want another showdown. Now we're gaining 6, but I do need to take 4 here because I don't think I can afford to sacrifice any of my lands. Treading water at a nice healthy 20 here. So board like we boarded last time. Stance and Emperor in. A couple of generous visitors. Hallowed Haunting's out. The one thing I'm kind of hoping for with the announcement today, I guess you could say, is that when they announced their Pioneer adjacent format, I really hope they also announce a Pioneer anthology that will be 20 to 30 of the most popular cards in Pioneer that aren't currently on Magic Arena. Because while Arena is hundreds, maybe thousands of cards away from having true Pioneer on the platform, we're actually really close to having most of the most common cards played in Pioneer on the platform. A single drop, and there's a lot of cards that, like, the design on them isn't particularly difficult to program, right? Like things like Monastery Swiss Spear, for example, is a card that's all mechanics that already exist and should be trivial to add to the platform. Is Walking Ballista Pioneer legal? I don't actually know the answer to that. You're expecting Alchemy Horizons. Well, one, they already announced Alchemy Horizons. Horizons refers to set releases, and we're getting Alchemy Horizons this summer, which is direct to Alchemy, another direct to Alchemy card set. And two, they've explicitly talked about this, and like they've literally tested a Pioneer adjacent format. So I think people talking about things like more digital only stuff, you haven't been paying attention, or you're willfully ignorant. Maybe a mix of the two. Why not both? Why not both? I think I'm just Emperoring the gold span here and attacking for 7.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming. My judgment is final.
Cards like Stitcher's Supplier don't incidentally fill the graveyard. Matthias, they explicitly fill the graveyard, which is an important distinction.
Back to wandering. Yeah, second Showdown sounds nice here.
Rank 88? No, I'm pretty sure we're 88%, chat. We're percent gamers on this channel. Try hard percent gamers. Zill Valley, thanks for the 28, by the way. Howdy. My Unite dedicated YouTube channel gained approximately 30 new subscribers for making that post on Reddit. Sporadic Penguin. Bib, thank you for the 29 months in the tier 2. Welcome back. My sub is contingent on percent ranks. You get into fancy number designations, and our relationship has to be severed. Oh no. The Unite YouTube channel has been doing pretty well. It's been gaining like 200 YouTube subs a month, which is sweet to see. It's a good balance for the fact that my Magic channel on YouTube continues to lose about 100 subs a month since Alchemy released. People are super salty towards anybody that likes Alchemy. I mean, like, it's not like my YouTube channel was ever something like, you know, CGB's channel, right? Like, on a good month, my YouTube channel will make, like, $1,000 in ad revenue. Like, the way I manage my Magic YouTube channel never really had favor with the YouTube algorithm, so, like, it was never really had a lot of growth. Or reasonable metrics. I just think it's an amusing commentary on Alchemy as a format in the community's very visceral negative reaction to it. So, the way content works is it doesn't matter if you're still making things that people want to watch. If you also make things that they don't want to watch and those come across their feed, they unsub and start disengaging. Let's Rune of Speed this and offer a trade here. Get our draw in while they're tapped out. Flooding out after we mulliganed to nothing feels bad. Get rid of our land here for sure. There have been a lot of Town Razor Tyrants today, haven't there? Okay. They have like a main deck duress they could punish this, but I think I like waiting a turn to do this. $420, raise it. Yeah, just keep sacrificing our lands here. Oh, if I sack the Naturalist... If I don't sack the Naturalist, I can't sack the Rune. Okay, I think we do Naturalist, and then Rune of Might. And if they don't have a removal spell for the Kami Runeforge Champion, actually lets us do some good next turn. Have a random rune card in your hand. Is Rune of Speed lethal? So I cast this. This goes up to a 6. Goes up to a 5. Then Rune of Might is +3. And Rune of Speed is +3, so that's 6. Yeah, it's actually just lethal with the Rune of Speed in hand. This deck's so tough to race, shit. And like, if this wasn't lethal, we could have gotten a lifelink rune and gained like 10 there, so they still don't kill us on the backswing. Class, Emperor Stance, I think. Trim Visitor. Trim a Rune of Sustenance. Maybe a Commune. They're a little grindier than the previous Town Razor decks we've been playing against, so I think I want some more of my top end here. Yes, we did mulligan to 5 that game. Showdown of the Skalds is one of the best cards you can be playing for unmulliganing, right? You want Hallowed Haunting in these grindy matchups? Yes, yeah, this card is solid card advantage. It's for the follow M sound. Start by attacking here. You have abraded my recursive threat. How does it feel? Four mana, no plays. Very unlucky. Nothing to see here, opponent. White. Okay, do they have Vanishing Verse? My Hallowed Haunting. Sure.
Keep watch for intruders.
Oh, you know what? I probably should have put the Rune of Might on the Runeforge Champion, so that way I could scale up to beat Meat Hook Massacre. It'd be a little bit worse against spot removal, but... Remember that card they killed on turn 2 that just came back, chat? The cat came back the very next day. Do 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 do. Just couldn't stay away, away, away. Hey, hey, hey. Or for Spo, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Oh, I can still sack the rune even though the creature is gone because it technically hasn't gone to the graveyard yet. That's kind of funny. This deck ain't good in Standard. It's fine. I think it's a little bit better in Alchemy because not only is your mana better with Forsaken Crossroads, but your mana is better with Forsaken Crossroads and what's the word I'm searching for? You also my brain is just not working. Your mana is better and the metagame is better. Like, you're really good against these red-black grind decks. Showdown Skalds is really good. If we discarded the Kami, would it have returned EOT? Doesn't this have to be in the graveyard? Beginning of each end step of enchantment. No, you're right. You're right. I was thinking this needed to be in the graveyard when the enchantment went to the bin, but you're correct. Yes, making the Kami a little bit bigger there and sacrificing a damage would have been better against the rollover. I don't know that I explicitly cared about the rollover damage, though. Because, like, Invoke was the only thing that kind of punished it, right? We were fighting through that as well. And I think the Kami being a magnet for the rollover damage was actually fine. I definitely should have discarded the other Kami, though. Sure. Well, good news, bad news. Bad news, we lost our only threat. Good news, we can at least cantrip these runes by putting them onto our lands. Magma Opie. I'm gonna play this untapped on white and lead on the Rune of Sustenance, because against blue-red, I'm less likely to need lifelink compared to extra stats or haste. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. So, plays like this are ones you see that happen a lot. People are like, oh, I should use my mana at end of turn. But when you're using a treasure as a mana at end of turn, there's no reason to do this right away when they could untap and draw another card and see if they still want to make that decision. Or maybe they like draw a card and want to use a land instead of the treasure, because the treasure's not untapping. Deals combat damage to a player may cast or insert treasure from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Okay, so we're dead. Valorous Stance, Emperor sound good. This is definitely some lifelink runes out. On a couple of Skyclave Apparitions are probably... I wouldn't be surprised if they have a white splash for Hinata, and Skyclave does clean up the Flame Painter. Could also be merit to Tamiyo Safekeeping. We trim the Communes and play the Safekeepings on the Skyclaves. Flame Painter is definitely a must-answer threat when they have Magma Opus in the bin. I think they have Mind Link back. We'll see. I guess that's a way to give the, their double striker pseudo haste. There's really no reason to play these out into Flameless Bolts. Let's just attack. Just grab another Rune of Might here. We're just making this big and trying to hit a land drop. Edge. New WotC articles typically go up at some point in the next half hour. However, if there's anything WotC is consistent about, it's about being inconsistent, so it's kind of hard to... We traded a treasure to make a treasure. Okay. The fact that they're plugging an announcement for the format already makes me think that we're probably going to get it in the patch next week, if I had to guess. We have another Magma Opus here. Why did they bin this other Magma Opus? Very confused. Alright, game the third. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Seeing Vadric definitely makes me think the Skyclaves are right. Some mulligan choices are tough, others not so much. Did I keep this kind of mediocre hand because has the Valorous Stance to deal with their first threat. Yeah, we're gonna do Shadow of the Tomb Raider for our next variety game for sure. I just want to do some extra magic time around the set release. So I didn't want to like do like 3 hours of Tomb Raider and then pause for a little bit. I think we currently have, what do I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 or 7 deck submissions with new Capenna stuff already. So we'll do a bunch of magic while we work through the deck submissions. Then once we work those down post-set release, we'll go back to doing variety stuff in the mornings. Well, so I'm not expecting to have emerge cards on Magic Arena anytime soon. So we are almost assuredly not getting all of Pioneer. What they're going to give us is a format with all of the cards that are Pioneer legal that currently exist on Arena, similar to the midweek Magic format that's going on right now. Is what you should be expecting. Yeah, Pioneer Light, so to speak. Well, and I say this as probably the person who makes the most Pioneer content on the internet right now. Sorry, I say Pioneer, I meant Alchemy. Alchemy is doomed to fail as long as Wizards refuses to address the economy. Which I don't really expect them to do that, so I think long term Alchemy is likely to be a mostly a flub format. Hey Nor, thanks for the 27 months. As long as I'm enjoying the play patterns, we're gonna fit in some Alchemy here on this channel. Because I play games for fun, so if Alchemy is fun for me, we're gonna play a little bit of it, but I don't expect this format to really gain any meaningful traction long-term through Wizards' incompetence and explicit desire to let the format be super expensive. Yeah, I agree, Blood. I think all of the game design aspect decisions they've made with Alchemy, the things they've nerfed, the way they've been buffing cards, the speed at which they've been doing buffs, have all been really good. That's a little sad that the format's kind of never going to gain traction for reasons outside of the actual gameplay. And there's 100 different things they could do to make it better. Rios, the answer is they don't want to do any of them. You have bounced my Showdown of the Skalds trend. resolves. Oh, come on. All right, it technically didn't matter, but it's so weird that I moused over this and it highlighted using these 4 lands, and then I cast it and hit autopay, and then it used these 4 lands. Like, what the hell is up with that? How is that remotely reasonable? As long as they keep upshifting rarity in a non-limited environment, they doom themselves. I agree. If you want to shaft your players by upshifting rarities, you have to make sure you're only shafting them in a way they're used to being shafted. You can't shaft them in new, exciting ways because it pulls back the curtain. Chat, all of Magic should be commons and uncommons realistically. See these rare dual lands, chat? You know why these dual lands are rares? Is because paper magic was a fucking scam too. You're just used to being scammed by paper magic. You got Stockholm Syndrome. I think WotC is... I don't have to speculate on if Wizards of the Coast is losing revenue. Wizards of the Coast just had back-to-back most profitable years ever. And I just fucking misclicked because I'm rambling. Wizards just had back-to-back most profitable years ever, and then Q1 2022, they were up again in both digital and paper. It's fine. I have infinite cards in my hands. The fact that I missed a Runeforge Champion there probably doesn't matter. All right, we're moving off of the economy, chat. I'm tired of it. I'm misclicking because I'm ranting. I'm tired of yelling at people that don't understand how things are. I'm gonna time people out that wanna talk about Magic's economies. I'm over it. The economy's never gonna change because you're all addicts, chat. You're all gonna keep playing, you're never gonna check out other games, you're just gonna keep playing Magic and putting money into the machine, regardless of how much it costs or how profitable they are. So, let's stop talking about it. We're done. Nothing's gonna change. That again. Netflix lost $50 billion in a day. As an addict, I need a machine to put money into, so I chose this one this morning. Thanks for the tip, Niv. Well, anecdotally, chat, Netflix raised their prices again, and it was the first time they raised their prices, and I actually lowered my plan. I was like, nah, I'm not paying you $20 a month. I didn't cancel, but I'm also not giving them nearly as much money as we were before. They lost, can you explain what that means, Davier? What does 35% market cap mean? Great packs, thanks for the 21 months, welcome back. Is market cap, their stock price? And what caused that? Why did the stock price drop? Did they make a decision? Was there something that happened? Or is it just the magical stock market? They predicted losing 2 million subscribers in Q2. It was $700 per stock 6 months ago. It's $214 per and dropping currently. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, well, the way the modern streaming era works is they've literally just produced the cable TV conundrum, right?
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
I also remember there is a very early interview with one of the people from Netflix, and I remember them saying that they said their goal was to become HBO before HBO could become them, and it seems like they've failed at that goal. Alright, I think our opponent is dead this turn, Chip. Alright, I think I've had my share of this runes deck filled for the day, but I also, usually the articles publish in 15 minutes, so let's play one more match with this deck, and then hopefully we'll have Magic news to live react to in article form. And then we'll shift to playing. We're gonna play some historic after this. We're gonna do 3 decks today. We're gonna do an alchemy deck, a historic deck, and a standard deck is my plan. What are you doing for historic? I think we're actually gonna play an enchantments deck in historic too. I've got a green-white enchantments deck that posted a result that looked kind of neat. Top 50 Magic gamer in the world. I mean what I am about to say in the nicest way possible, chat. If you are someone that gains joy from seeing a good number here, don't let me take away from your joy, but the idea that this number is a measure of my skill as a Magic the Gathering player is very silly and just wrong. I'm not a better Magic player when this number is better, and I'm not a worse Magic player when it's not. You need to be a good Magic player to do well and get a high rank, but being a high rank takes more than just being a good Magic player. It also takes a time allotment and a desire to grind. This isn't even a comment, like, people try and shit on Croakies all the time, shit. Croakies might legitimately be one of the best Magic players in the world, and he's certainly one of the smartest Magic players in the world, chat, because he figured out, unlike a lot of the angry, salty WotC pros, that if you want to make money doing Magic, you need to make content, not play tournaments. Grokies figured out he likes playing Magic, and then he turned it into an actual job, instead of complaining that Wizards of the Coast doesn't pay the pros. That's a great way to put it. To get a high rank in Mythic, you need time, luck, and skill. If you have more of one, you need less of the other two. That's a great way to phrase it. I'm just gonna keep giving them my random cards from my runes deck. Enjoy, opponent. It's Grokies. Grokies is the most watched Magic the Gathering streamer on Twitch by a significant margin. How significant, you ask? Let's look at the numbers. For the last 90 days, Croaky has 950,000 viewer hours on Twitch. The second most watched Magic the Gathering streamer has 533,000 viewer hours on Twitch. So by almost a factor of 2 for the last 3 months, he is the most watched Magic streamer on the platform. And if you're someone that's a data junkie like me, this website Sully Gnome has a lot of good metrics for that. Croaky's numbers are better than Caleb's by almost a factor of 2. I think we just do this. I don't really want to play this out and get hit by a spot removal and not get to draw my card. He's also abusive to his chat. Man, what type of person would abuse their chat? They must be terrible. Listen, chat. This is the internet, and timeouts. I know timeouts hurt your feelings, but what you are experiencing on Twitch is not tantamount to abuse. In fact, I would go as far to say that you comparing anything you experience on Twitch from a Twitch streamer to abuse actually minimizes the experience of people that actually experience abuse. Also, chat, if you think a wildly popular streamer is too rude to their chat, listen, they're wildly popular for a reason, okay? It's okay for you to not enjoy a particular person's content, but the one thing that never fails to crack me up is when people are like, nobody likes this person that has 70,000 followers on Twitch and has hundreds or thousands of people tune in to watch them every day. Everybody hates them. And it's just like, well, about the everyone. Maybe the everyone part is you projecting. Maybe. I am the 100%. Changing the channel on Twitch is free, chat. If a streamer ever says anything or does anything that you don't like, don't tell them in their chat that you're leaving. We don't care. Just change the channel. This is Twitch. It is not an airport. You are not required to announce your departures.
I am vengeance, bloody and righteous. You wish to know my secrets?
Someone said the word snowflake unironically in my chat. That's definitely a timeout. And if you're upset that I timed you out for using the word snowflake unironically, maybe you just need to toughen up, Buttercup. Yeah, I was really hoping to draw a green land here. I guess we'll just take an extra showdown. Alaricus, thank you for the prime. I appreciate it. Wouldn't be able to be without folks like you. I think I'm doing this on a... it feels like they have a removal spell. It could just be blood tokens, though. Let's try and kill their Sorin. Maybe they don't have a Doomblade. If they have a Doomblade, I'm going to be sad here, but I think I gotta try and kill their Planeswalker. Gosh, we're so close to just legit knocking them out here. I know I could smack them to 4, but I think I'd rather kill their Planeswalker here, because their Planeswalker is going to generate lifelink tokens otherwise, which means reducing their life total has less value. Whoa, they had a removal spell that entire time and didn't deny my card draw? Sick. Thanks, opponent. I appreciate you. Kami is so good, shit. Why, yes, I would like to redraw these things. Thank you very much.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Yeah, no token is a little greedy here for sure. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we'll go Kami to start. And then I think we go Showdown on the Skalds to try and find a land drop. Okay. Another removal spell? Our opponent loves letting us draw a card when they can deny it. I ain't gonna complain.
Blood for knowledge.
Kinda hoping to draw a Rune of Speed next turn. I have 2 Runes of Speed and 3 Runeforge Champions left in my deck. Scribe bottom, you love to see it. They are close to 13ing us. We're also relatively close ourselves, just like OTKing them with this Kami next turn. Undercover hippos. Just wonder what that hippo band was doing parked out in front of my house. Welcome back. Duress me, daddy. Oh, do I have Runeforge Exile? Oh, you're totally right, I do. Forgot about those. That's fine. Just means we gotta be a little luckier. The Commune and see what we get. Gross. Alright, swing 2, batter. huh? I think it's just Showdown, huh? There's only 23 cards left in our deck here, chat. Soon to be 19. This attack is actually one short of lethal if they have nothing, right? Because they're at 12 and they have 5 in blockers, basically. The opponent is secretly milling us out. Maybe not so secretly. We're down to 18 cards. Monka. Hope you feel better soon, Nerdis. Oh no! Not a City Stalker connoisseur. What if we have to... Whoa, they went to 4 for that? That's so greedy. To discard a Kami. Duress me, daddy. Alright, so now we're kind of hoping to draw a trample rune, huh? Got 2 of those left in my deck. What about a brick, chat? How do you feel about drawing a brick? Alright, so I want to make each of these 4/4s, and then we'll start powering up other things here. They're going to trade their Death Touchers for these anyways, so... I make them 5s, they can't double block and get free life. Yeah, I guess that's a good call. That might be better. Everything went exactly according to plan, Chip. I can't channel from exile for people asking why we're not using Boseiju.
No match for my ancient power.
Have the power. Ooh-hoo. We also have huge tracts of land, Chip. Abel gives him a redraw here. Soren gives him a redraw as well. They chose to keep their card here. Morning, Sanzai. Yep.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
I think we're dead, shit. They just actually outgrown all of our showdowns. I was supposed to take the Hallowed Haunting. The white splash definitely makes their deck significantly better against ours. We'll take a look at the news live on stream after we finish this match. It's gonna be a second though. Apologies. Yeah, I'm gonna just outright ban people that put spoilers in chat. This is your warning.
These wounds will burst. Dire times call for dire tactics.
That's actually their first Invoke Despair this game. Yeah, I don't think we have a catch-up mechanic from here, right? Go ahead and concede here for timing's sake so we can get to looking at news. Okay, so Emperor, Safekeeping, Rangers class all seem good. This is a generous visitor out matchup along with a couple of lifelink runes. There's 4 articles dated 4/21 for you at that link. I'll need someone to link them individually, because I have no articles dated 4/21 at that link. Thanks. We'll pull those up and look at them together after we finish this match. Alright, we beat the red-black deck earlier on a Mold of 5. Wasn't playing Vanishing Verse, so this will be a little harder, but see if we can get a decent 5. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. They definitely have a removal spell here. I'm putting the Rune of Speed on a land to draw a card here for tempo purposes. Just want to try and find a red source to cast Showdown. Having runes on lands for later also has value against their Invoked Despairs, which is nice. I feel like Jad is the removal spell we played around. So, normally you want to wait until you have turn 5 to play the Showdown of the Skalds so you can play 2 lands off of it. However, against a City Stalker Connoisseur deck with Showdown being the only 4-drop in my hand, it's important that I play this out right away so it doesn't get discarded before I can cast it. Fine, we didn't hit 2 lands to play off it anyways. Kind of a yikes Showdown a little bit. Explain why the 1-drops come out in this matchup. Let me answer your question with a question. Is my 1-drop an individually powerful card, or is it a synergy card? Do we Showdown again, or do we get the Kamis out? There's a lot of value in just getting the Kamis into play here, I think, because they're recursive. Yeah, not hitting a landed 4 cards off the Showdown is not great. It is a low quality synergy card. So in a matchup like this, that's going to be going long and they have a lot of card advantage, I want to be able to grind with them. So I have cut my individually low quality cards for things like Rangers class that still have some synergy because it's an enchantment, but it's also a more individually powerful card. So I elected to put my rune on a creature, despite them holding up removal here, because in this instance, if they elect to kill my wolf, rather than killing one of my larger threats, I think that's a win for me. Yeah, it comes down to, like, rule assessment and whether or not you think you could run your opponent down in a given matchup, basically, in Eclectic. Wait, folks, there's a lot of folks in chat with Prime icons next to their name that haven't re-upped. Remember, if you've got those Jeff Bezos dollars, consider dropping them off. Wouldn't be able to be here without those. shuffling this to start. I guess the odds of there being a 2-drop on top are kind of low. Maybe I'm not supposed to put the Rune of Speed on the wolf this time because it's kind of big. Although they'd much rather Vanishing Verse my recursive one than this one. Thanks, Boom King. Yeah, the Giants deck was good the other day. I like that archetype. Sure. Well, I mean, it's just exactly what I said, right? They'd rather prioritize getting rid of my recursive threat. Our board is vanishing before our eyes here, chat. Yeah, Dragonland at least is at least a threat. Question is, do they have another Vanishing Verse? I guess they showed us some Infernal Grass too. Power Word Kill does not do it because this is a dragon. Soren buys them 2 turns. It's just sad.
I am not human. You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Oh my gosh, they drew the removal spell too. Brutal. Alright, it's fine. We're gonna flip a Runeforge Champion next turn and we're gonna pop off a little bit. I believe in us.
Wallow in darkness. I bring my own army. You fight for me now.
My mute's still on. Yep, that's not great. Or are they only attacking with that? That's great. Really need Runeforge Champion on top of our deck here. And give us a shuffle and a redraw. Well, I mean, I guess they chose to hold back. I assumed they were going to attack us for 6. They did not, so we get to pressure them. So if they keep breaking as well, we can have a shot here. And I'm gonna elect to keep playing my lands out here because if we hit like a showdown sequence, I want as much mana as possible. Yeah, they definitely should have attacked and then used the Kiki token to block if they were blocking. I figured they would have just, like, attacked with everything and lifelinked for 4, but...
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Hey, thanks for the almost 2 years, Anaphylactic. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Yeah, a little I kind of like them just trying to race us here. A little surprised. I think they would have been better off if they would have started doing this last turn. The fact they waited a turn to do this means maybe they should have played defensively for a turn. They draw a spell? They must have, right? Top of our deck has actually just been 12 lands in a row. This is a pretty good game. I mean, is it? Like... We actually just haven't done anything but draw lands for like 4 draws. Yes, they've drawn a lot of lands too. At least this does something.
You fight for me now.
Alright, so they have a blocker removal spell then, right? Because they were dead to this with this attack even if I didn't have this. If they went to 8, they were still dead here, so they have some way to not die to this, right? Alright, sure. Oh my gosh, that'll be a redraw, chat. I'm so excited. There's a spell on top of my deck. I don't know what to do with my hands. Come on. Oh, I think that probably means we're dead, right? Because now when their creature dies, I lose the game. I have one lifelink rune in my deck. Oh, what a miserable game. Aptly named finisher indeed. To be fair, I don't know that their finisher really invoked despair more so than the rest of just magic happening that game did. I like this deck. I think it's great. I think that was actually the only match we lost at or whatever. Every time we play this deck, it feels just inherently very powerful. It's really good into creature decks because You have a bunch of lifelink access with big giant threats. It's really good into grindier decks because you have things like Showdown and Hallowed Haunting and Kami to grind them out. So, you know, I think this is a good choice if you're looking to farm ladder points.